Folks, what a fabulous way to end day two. Um, and again, thank you all for sticking with us, not just through the end of today, but for these first couple of days. Just excited about all that we've been able to talk with you about, share with you, and get your input, feedback, and questions. So, yeah, Angela, I mean, I don't know how you feel, but I think there's another great way to pull our community together.
No, I agree. I think the theme for the day for invigorating, I think that set the stage well. I feel invigorated. I hope the audience felt invigorated and all the team. I thought it was a great day of sessions and just feedback we got. It just makes you look forward to tomorrow. So
Yeah, no, indeed. And and just thinking back on what we heard, I mean, I can't help but start from the back and go forward. This sustainability panel was just an incredible way to end things. Ed, not just his expert moderation, but the passion that he brought around this topic and engaging everyone was it. It was infectious. Jim describing that whole of government approach to addressing aviation challenges for net zero by mid-century. Vehicles, operations, fuels all have that critical contribution. And Jimmy on the aero propulsion efficiencies and reduced weight, AEVP connections and project contribution to that, but also the SFNP as a path to elements of that transition. Akbar and the future innovation around ATM for optimal performance, but doing that within the context of growing diversity in the emerging aircraft and missions. And Brian, setting the stage from an industry perspective, but making it clear where that biggest challenge is. Hard to electrify, but looking at fleet renewal, operational efficiencies, and advanced technologies all factoring into that. I thought it was just a great way to put a wrap on this, and so great to have these kind of experts talking to us about it. And we go back a little bit before this, trying to understand what zero means, or net zero operations, and the aircraft and the aviation system. CAS has taken quite a bit of time to think about that in terms of their view of the full life cycle and opportunities. And again, the way in which the projects in CAS that we briefed are stepping up to those sorts of things, whether it be on the reduced weight in the Aerobond effort around more sustainable and effective, the composite work that is allowing us to take out weight in the fasteners. The Susan, the novel vehicle concept that Ralph addressed, game-changing potential, pushing leading edge, and in flight research as well. And then in a part of that, the CAS approach is even looking towards things we haven't decided to invest in yet, but addressing some of the ways in which we're thinking about problems and energy of for AAM, and trying to fit that into the way in which we determine what those key problems are. I think it was just a great contribution to, as you said, Angela, this Invigorate Day.
No, I agree. And I think after that, we had Bob and Simon on talking about invigorating leadership. And there was a couple things he said, about true innovation. True innovation has to solve a problem, and that's where NASA shines. And that's kind of where all the programs within ARMD come in, working with industry and academia and everyone we possibly can, trying to figure out what those future barriers are. He also talked about the 3M failure of not fulfilling the brief. And we talked about with Catherine and you this morning about metrics, and you set a goal for metrics and you try to go to those metrics, and sometimes people are disappointed when you don't meet them, but you find things on the side that you never knew about. So bringing that aspect in, and then also, people feeling heard, and he brought in the people side, and, making sure that, just on a human side, we always talk that he talked about grades, and people are always striving towards those grades. Well, you miss everything else about life in general around you. So just kind of reminding people that we are people. We're doing great technologies, but you also have to be human too, and that's how we inspire and invigorate the future.
Yeah.
And then from there on out, the talk with you and Catherine this morning too. I was uncomfortable. I was uncomfortable on here when you were coming on late. I'm like, all right, where's John? We all get put in uncomfortable situations, and it's okay to fail. It's okay to be on that edge. It's okay to, find that dragon and try to. It's basically a different perspective. I thought about that today. Is you have this dragon. Everyone thinks the dragon's horrible. They're harmful. You're going to get hurt, but maybe they're not. And you need to change that perspective. They might be great. They might be able to take you to the other side. And then I all came back again to Simon. It's, NASA is best served by questioning everything culture. And I think that we did very well doing that within the team for the few days. And hopefully everyone can join us later and gather, which we'll talk about here shortly. But look into that. We have a lot to look forward to tomorrow. What do you have any?
Oh yeah, I mean this is again in our themes. It's our Infuse Day. There's going to be a high focus on our TTT technology and tools activity for transformation. I mean, a lot of excellent work we're going to hear about materials in terms of some of the emerging sustainability visions in a panel we're running later. So again, I think it's another example of the kind of work we're doing. Bob, in the discussion with Simon, talked about agility rhymes with stability. I think in certain respects, the stability and the pushing forward of these innovative tools and capabilities is what TTT does so well, and looking forward to closing out Imagine Aviation with that Infusing Day with a strong TTT focus. So again, looking forward to having all of you back tomorrow. But you want to tell us a little bit more about another opportunity in GatherTown?
Yeah, so our next opportunity, today's not over, so if you can come off the Teams or off the YouTube channel, but we're all welcoming you to GatherTown Experience. If you go back to the Imagine Aviation website, up in the top right corner, it says Gather Experience. If you click there, you can come back and join us for, there's USRC poster sessions, which is a great community engagement room where you can talk with the students on what they've done in the past year or so with our University Innovation Project. There are STEM rooms. We have the Dream With Us Challenge in there. There's a lot of curriculum that you can use. You can use for your kids. You can share it with your schools. The Dream With Us Challenge, again, does open up on Friday for 13 through 18 years old. And then we also have social networking with no COVID restrictions. You don't have to wear a mask. We will see you on camera, but you don't have to worry about, giving germs to anyone else. But networking, we've met yesterday. We were in there. We met a lot of people. Just go up to someone and meet them. Just, hey, it's nice to meet you. We're not able to do that right now because of the circumstances. Hopefully next year will be different. And then there's Sky for All booths. There is a stereo exhibit, Susan exhibits. There's a lot of technologies in there. So if you get in, hopefully we'll manage you around. Please experience the whole event this afternoon and join us in GatherTown. And also just, it's a mentoring too. It's you mentoring other people and us, going back and forth. Others can mentor you and you don't even realize it. So please go back to the Imagine Aviation website, click on that GatherTown Experience. There is a tutorial there if you need it. And then there's also a step-by-step instructions. If you need any help, we will be on standby. So without further ado, we have a short video before we meet you over on the other side. Thank you all for coming today.
See you in GatherTown.
All right, looks like I'm going. Now that I've done the registration, we get to these other tasks of the day. Oh, another call. All these phone calls. It'd be really nice to catch a break sometime. Huh, I remember that box being there. I wonder where it came from.